What is up, guys? The LA Gamer here, and today I am bringing you guys another rebuild on this channel. Now, this will be episode 4 technically, but number 27 of my 30-to-1 rebuild series. Now, like I said, I do this every single episode. What I want to say, oh, wrong roster. What I want to say is the 31 rebuild series is a series where I will rebuild the 30th ranked team all the way down to the number 1 ranked team, trying to make sure each and every team at least has a chance to be a World Series contender. For me, a World Series contending team or a rebuild does not necessarily mean the World Series champion. It just means a team that's year by year at least contending for that title by the time I'm done with it. So in the last episode, we did the Twins, and we did a fairly realistic rebuild in that series. That was the number 28 ranked team, so let's find number 27 will be the Milwaukee Brewers. I did a fairly, oh no, that's not right. We already did the Brewers, so we gotta do it based off the, we gotta do it that's based off like the non-readjusted rosters, because you know they're always readjusting the roster. So what I'm gonna do is go to whatever team's ranked probably 29th, the Reds. So we'll be doing the Reds in this one. So obviously it's supposed to be like the 27th ranked team, but since they're always redoing the rosters, that's why some of these ranks are gonna be a little bit out of order at this point. But I'm sure you guys understand. Regardless, let's hop into this. Like I was gonna say, in the last episode I did a fairly, or actually a very realistic rebuild with the Minnesota Twins, and you guys seem to be very excited about that one, and fairly more involved than usual. It seemed like I had probably the most positive reception that I've gotten in any of these series. So with that being the case, I feel like that's kind of the type of rebuild I want to do for future reference. So we're going to sign a few guys. We can get a pretty nice reliever there in Jordan Walden. Let's just see what we need more than anything else. We got Joey Votto. We got a quality first baseman, but he's a 93 overall. He's already 33 years old, so we could probably trade him and get a better player with a bit more youth. I like having Billy Hamilton. And also I want to say I'm no longer doing the draft idea where I have to use 10 players that I drafted. That's what I did in the last episode, for those of you who don't know. But I do want to do a lot of the rebuilding through the draft. I just don't want to have to challenge myself to that extent necessarily to this point. I don't think it's it doesn't mean full realism to have a full draft like that. But I do want to have most of the players in my starting line to be guys that I drafted. I just won't make it. I just won't call up guys that aren't ready to be MLB players just because I drafted them. Either way, a few guys I could trade. Scooter Gennett, obviously he's a backup second baseman, but he probably has some trade value. Intend on trading Joey Votto. I'll probably trade Mesoraco as well. He's got some money that is being dealt out right now. And we got this guy who's behind him, who's not much worse, who's Tucker Barnhart. Try to open up some salary there. I wouldn't mind signing a reliever, but we're probably not a championship team yet, so I don't want to sign Walden if it won't make much of a difference. So what we will sign are some of these prospects that you guys said have some decent potential. So we need to release a few players, so just guys who aren't that good. Pretty good potential on this team, though. I saw a few top prospects on our team. I'm excited to see what those guys can do. Sign one guy, any other guys, and one starting pitcher. We'll do this. I don't think there's anybody else, is there? There's a few B potential prospects. You guys were right when you said this. So there's one more B potential prospect I'll sign. So he has a 47 overall in the MLB. He's getting 5. Yeah, no, we'll release him then. He's getting too much money. It's not even that good. And we'll sign this guy. So there we go. That's going to be the quick re-signings, and then let's just end spring training, go into the regular season, and that's when we'll do these couple of trades. So first off, Votto is a guy who I feel like we want to trade. I want to trade for some youth, probably some pitching. The pitching is really what makes our team look bad. The offense isn't that bad. The pitching's awful though. Our best pitchers, oh my, it's probably the worst pitching staff in the league. So a young, talented pitcher is what we're going for here. They're not easy to come by. Urias is usually who I get, but I don't want to make too much of a habit out of that. If we're trading, if we're trading Votto, we can get a guy like Strasburg, who's good, who'll be good for like 5 years or so, which is all we need. So we add him. We add Arroyo, who's 40 years old. We don't need him. In fact, we can add Homer Bailey and add him to the contract. He's making $21 million. We can open up that contract. It'll save us a lot of money, and we get Strasburg, who does have a big contract, but he has 6 years on it, so we don't have to worry about him leaving. Oh, come on. If we trade like a top prospect with it, maybe. No, it's not what they're looking for now. Let's give them a couple of days and see if they'll do that, because that's like my favorite deal. I think I'm gonna get. See if they'll change their mind. It was the Nationals. Strasburg, Bailey. Oh, it didn't upload the money yet. There we go. That's why. So now we have Strasburg. We weren't able to get rid of Homer Bailey, but he's still getting way too much money. So let's see whatever deals we can get for him. I don't know if we'll get any. With how much money he's making, there might not be a trade that the game can process. But oh, I'm gonna scroll through here and see what the lowest salary is gonna be for each of these. I mean, there might be a decent deal somewhere out there. We can get Antonio Bastardo, really? We'll open up a ton of cap space, but we could be potential starting pitcher too. There's not a lot of cap space that we can get that's lower than that. So yeah, we'll get Bastardo. That's a pretty good reliever too. And then last year, so we don't have to worry about giving him too much money. Now for Mesoraco, I still want another pitcher. So like I said, I'm still trying to keep it realistic. I think the Strasburg trade makes sense because Votto's not a bad player. But no, they would never do Garrett Cole for Mesoraco. So I do need to maintain realism. Sometimes it's tough too. I think Tajon Walker 1-for-1 for Mesoraco would actually happen in real life. Diamondbacks do seem to be a team. They do need a catcher. They might actually be trying for a playoff spot. So Walker is something they would probably do in real life. Now we can trade Jeanette because we already have this backup too that we just signed. Who's pretty good. So we can trade Jeanette and, or is it Gannett? I'm not sure. Maybe a John Gray now. Wouldn't be surprised if they gave us Maeda just because they have such a talented rotation. Give them some prospects maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, we won't force it. Like I said, I want realism. Maybe a Matt Moore. He had a complete game shutout in his first game of the season, so he's not great either, so I can see them trading him. Maybe him and like Drew Storen's a pretty good reliever though. Brandon Finnegan's got some potential. I wouldn't mind getting rid of him. Plus it would make sense. So we'll do this trade. And with that being the case, let's see. Our starting pitcher now looks like this: Strasburg, Moore, Walker. That's about it. All the trades that I probably want to do. Because Duvall's not getting much money. I'm not worried that much about trading him. Kozar's on his last year. I'm not worried about giving him that $5 million. John Jay, so we'll let him play because we don't have a backup. And that makes the most sense, I think, right there. Doing those few trades. We'll do some scouting. I'll see you guys when the rookie draft comes around. But I think for now, all the moves we can make at this period of time have been made. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, we're right about draft time. I believe the draft's on June 1st, and we're at May 29th. So we're going to send these 2 days right now. And it's draft time. So I've done a little bit of scouting. I'll kind of talk more about who I scouted and what happened once we get in there. You see, if you look closely at the top left corner right up there, we're at a 21-33 record. So not necessarily the most impressive record, but we have the 3rd overall pick, which should be beneficial for us. I mean, if we were trying to get whoever we want. So, first off, one guy I saw was the 18-year-old second base prospect, Alfonso Sanchez. You see, he's got some contact potential. The contact righty 75, contact lefty 70, 75 plate vision. This is a guy that we just scouted personally, and he's pretty skilled. But let's say we didn't want to get him, we wanted to get a blue chip prospect, and we got a chance here with a guy like Boyd Halsey, which is a nice, talented left-handed pitcher, which is something I might want to get. Those don't come around very often. He's a blue chip prospect as well. I also scouted this guy, Kevin Park, There's this guy in the draft, Marshall Stevenson, who's a right-handed pitcher, but he's a little bit younger. He might have a little bit more skill. And there's another blue chip prospect here. He's a lefty, and it's one of those tough situations where it's like, how do you differentiate the talent between all these players? It's a tough one to do. Second base, they have a few blue chips here as well. And the only reason I would pick these guys before I would pick my guys, just because blue chips typically have a higher potential, just from the limited knowledge I have of them. It just appears that that's the case usually. So we're following just the blue chip prospects. We kind of saw most of them. If I wanted a blue chip, I'd probably go with the starting pitcher. And I think that might be what I end up doing. Although some of these second basemen are enticing, I got quite a few to pick from. I feel like at least one of them is going to be up there in the next couple of rounds. So it's between Boyd, Halsey. I mean, let's go like this. Let's do sort like this. We got Boyd, Halsey, Robert Andrews, and Marshall Stevenson pick from. So we'll scroll down and see which one's the best, just based on a few things. So we need to scroll down to pitching stats. Stamina. It looks like Boyd and Marshall, Boyd, Marshall. I'm not really looking at Robert Andrews very much anymore. He's got better walk 9 than Boyd, but I mean, let's just keep looking though. Control, Marshall, velocity, Marshall and Boyd, break, Boyd and Robert. So that's where it gets tough. Some of these things aren't fully accurate though. I don't know which one's inaccurate, but it's definitely between. I feel like it's between Boyd and Marshall. But I'm looking at ages though. That's something that might also make some difference. Marshall then is 3 years younger. The only reason I liked Boyd a little bit more was he's got the way higher K9. Marshall Stevenson's not much of a strikeout pitcher. Boyd Halsey is. Those strikeout pitchers definitely can go long. A lefty strikeout pitcher, that's just such a rare it's a rare thing to come by. That's the only reason I like him. If I will see a righty pitcher at least, you know, a top-notch lefty pitcher. I think Stevenson will be a little bit better, but a top-notch lefty is going to be harder to find. He was picked 5th overall by the Braves. Stevenson was. So we'll take some time and see how he pans out, but just one of those top-notch lefty starters. You don't see them very often. So we could also draft this 80 potential player, the starting pitcher Kevin Park. But I'm thinking you get starting pitchers every single year. There's always a great one. I should go with the top-notch second baseman Alfonso Sanchez, 80 potential. ETA should be up in the major leagues fairly soon. So that's why I'm going with him. Next round. I still got a second baseman if I want it. Not sure that's the pick though. Starting pitchers. Kevin Park is still up there, so we're gonna get Kevin Park. So we got 3 top-notch players. We're just getting really lucky here in this draft. It seemed to become quite the common situation though that I've been getting pretty lucky. Certainly don't mind though. This guy has a lot of potential. I don't think he'll live up to it probably, but we'll take the risk because he has a low ETA as well. And I saw that it had the fully drafted 80 potential guy, but his ETA is so far from now. I don't want to put my chips into that. So I feel like at this point I could get like a for sure thing, but I'd much rather just risk it and try to get lucky. That's kind of the name of the game after the first few rounds in the draft. You can't draft everyone, and some guys aren't even up there for you to be able to draft when you're doing the scouting report. So the name of the game at this point is really just hope to God you get lucky on a prospect. Now I know this guy for sure is going to be 80 potential. He's one of the only guys left up there, so we'll get Robbie Tate now. Because he's a for sure thing, even though he's a 2021 plus ETA. He is a for sure thing, so we'll go with him. And now let's try to get lucky with a reliever and simulate the rest. Sign draft picks, 94 potential, 89, 87, and we got lucky with Robbie Tate, 87 potential as well. None of these guys really panned out a ton, but the high 70s potentials, I don't mind that. Robbie Tate's still a 60 overall too. Boyd's a 68 overall with a 94 potential. Alfonso Sanchez is 87 potential, 67 overall. So his potential wasn't even all that high. Kevin Park should be pretty good too, but yeah, potential wasn't all that high out of him. But Boyd Halsey does look to be very, very good with a really high K9. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that pick. But let's go to the Braves real quick and see if we messed up. I think we might have. Plus Boyd Halsey was a little bit older. Yep, Marshall Stevenson has 99 potential and 72 overall. This was the best player in the draft. It's not even close. I didn't draft him. 99 potential. Oh, I'm gonna get so much hate on that. An 18 overall, or an 18, not 18 overall. 18 years old, 72 overall, and 99 potential. I didn't draft him. Oh, I messed up. Still, Boyd Halsey's awesome, but we might try to flip a deal next year. I doubt they'll go for anything though. That's such a high potential player. I messed up big time. So we're gonna sim to the next season and try to make up for that draft plunder right there. Okay, we just reached the end of the season, finishing 67 and 95. Fairly awful season. We'll take a second here to look. We should be looking at getting about the number 2 pick next year. So that's something to at least look forward to. Getting a high pick. Hoping to make up for that. Oh, I'm still so upset about that draft. I messed up so bad. Man. Either way, we're going to look real quick at some of the stats of the main guys. Tajon Walker, 3-8, 3.08. The ERA is great. The win-loss is bad just because we have a bad hitting team right now. 10-10 out of Strasburg at 3.27. That's all I could ask for. Matt Moore, 9-7 with 2.85. So all the pitchers panned out for us. And lineup-wise, Billy Hamilton batted 252. 52 stolen bases, though. And that's really why he's our leadoff man. His overall keeps going up, too. It looks like, yeah, his stats are getting a lot better. Jose Peraza looks like he's getting quite a bit better as well. 250. He's not the greatest stat line. We got an all-star here in Eugenio Perez, though. Not the greatest stat line, but he was an all-star. This line's looking pretty bad now that I'm looking at it closely. John Jaso, 278. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here because this team looks a little rough right now. We definitely need more potential in the lineup. We have Hamilton. That's like our star hitter. Hamilton should not be your star hitter. But we have a solid rotation. Once we get that lefty to pan out, he'll be a solid starter as well. We're going to go to the postseason. I'm going to sign some of these guys, and I'll see you guys in the free agency when we try to make a few more moves. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, we have just gone out of free agency. So we signed everybody we wanted to sign, just a few guys we didn't. I mean, everyone we didn't sign is just people we genuinely did not want. So now with free agency underway, it's time to make a few key decisions about players that we want to get. So, most of these guys are pretty old and not that talented. The only real star player in this mold is Chris Sale. He's only 29 years old, so I think it's worth making a qualifying offer for him. Doesn't look like he's really that much interested in more money. And the money slightly changes his interest. Add a player option to get him way more interested. Let's do that. Thinking we should be able to afford that much money. If we can get a Chris Sale on this team, that would be a game changer. Having Strasburg, Sale, Moore. I mean, that would be a phenomenal lineup. Then we got Halsey down here. We're supposed to get a lot better. We're supposed to be a MLB ready player in just a couple of years. That reminds me, I want to make a trade still for that Braves player. Because damn it, I messed up and I'm trying to make up for it. Stevenson already has 72 overall. They're interested in making that deal for most players. Really? Why? You're serious? Stevenson was that easy to get? Okay, well we got Stevenson. I don't know what was up with the Braves management that think that was like something they wanted to do, but now we have Stevenson who should be getting up here and being a pretty solid player in a couple of years. Same with Halsey, and then if Sale signs, we can choose between Moore or Tajon Walker, have these two guys, and Sale and Strasburg. I mean, that's just awesome. And then obviously the lineup will come in a couple of years once we're able to hopefully sign a guy or two. Maybe trade for a couple of guys. No, Chris Sale's not going to sign with us though. Now we have to work on our lineup. Now we could get a few guys like McCutchen and Gonzalez. Gonzalez is getting severely underpaid, and so we can easily swoop in there and get him. McCutchen's getting all the money he could want. We can get a Ben Revere probably for pretty cheap, but we already have Hamilton, but he can play left field. We can offer him a contract. I wouldn't mind getting a Jay Bruce either, to be honest. He's not bad. In fact, he's probably better than Revere. But Revere will add that another element of speed that would work great next to Hamilton, I think. Oh, I think Revere next to Hamilton would be a big duo. Plus Cargo on right field. I know we have him in our last rebuild, but I like him. So let's send a couple more days and see. Angels get McCutcheon. Be funny in real life. Carlos Gonzalez will not accept our offer. That's probably because I'm like severely underpaying people. Okay, and Ben Revere won't sign. So nobody wants to sign with us, which is understandable considering our last season. So not really any moves out of this offseason, just an idea that we do have money to make moves though. And that's something to be excited for, because money is really what buys you championships, and we have money right now. And Cincinnati might be a fairly big market, I'm not sure. But we have a little bit of money to work with. We can at least sign a max deal. Chris Sale was at least on the table for us for one of them. He just didn't sign. So as long as we make this team a little bit better on paper, we should be good to go. So I will see you guys in the next season, and we'll try to figure something out. I'll probably see you guys around draft time, and we'll probably be in the next draft, and then we'll try to make a few more moves, and I'll show you guys everything that's going on. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay guys, here we are towards the rookie draft period of time in the second season. Currently we're at 20 and 38, so not a very good season whatsoever. But we're looking at some of the star players that we've drafted. Obviously Strasburg, well, we didn't draft him, but 2.7 ERA, 3-5 record. The record obviously is not indicative of how good he's playing. His whip is less than 1. So he's pitching phenomenal. His overall is going up. He's a 96 overall now. The win-loss isn't there because we have no hitting currently. Matt Moore also 3-7, but a 2.69 ERA. He's doing a great job. Tajon Walker, all in all, is having a pretty bad season, I'll be honest. But then we have Marshall Stevenson, the guy who we just traded for with 99 potential. You see is 77 overall now, 3-6 record, 3.41 ERA. So there's a few things that he needs to do better on, but still doing great nonetheless. In AA we have Boyd Halsey, who's doing pretty good. Well, overall wise, he's been going up in overall, but he's only a 2-3 record, a 4.7 ERA. But then we have this guy, the guy we signed I think a couple of years ago. His overall's going up pretty quick, a 78 overall now, 5-2 record, 2.3 ERA. I have to probably consider calling him up. But then I would have to replace him with Robert Stevenson, who's doing pretty good. So we'll just wait and see what happens. I doubt we're a contender regardless of what happens, so I might as well just be patient. Either way, Boyd Halsey is now a number 3 prospect. I recall that before we called him up, the Stevenson guy was the number 2 prospect behind Yohan Moncada. So we have some pretty talented pitchers on our team without a doubt. But I know our draft time is, I think, around the 7th, so we'll send him to about right here. And yes, it's the draft, and we have the number 2 overall pick. So this is where things get interesting, guys. I'm in quite the predicament, I'll be honest. We do actually, oh wow, I just scouted this guy. He actually turned out to be pretty good. Okay. I'm in quite the predicament. There's some talent on the board. I believe they actually gave me this team might have just saved my life, because this is probably the guy I was considering to get. Lefty, who is phenomenal, 80 potential, 65 overall. He was a blue chip prospect. Not a whole lot of blue chip prospects this year, I'll be honest. Only 4 more, and it's between, well, the only blue chip prospect I would draft actually is Lucius Jensen, and I don't think I need pitching, to be honest. I don't. So I would know he's probably the smartest decision, but right now I don't think that's the position we need. I think the smartest pick, but not the smartest position. So right now I think we need to go with the smartest position. And we look at people we can draft. We can get a 5-tool prospect out in center field, and he's pretty awesome. But there's a few other center field prospects we got going on out there. He's obviously the best one, but we can also get a guy like Carlos Lopez, and we can get a guy like Jesus Campillo. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And I would not mind this Lopez guy either. I think he would be there on the next pick. However, one player I've never seen quite like this is this third baseman, Dustin Irwin. I never see a top-notch third baseman. I know he's 23 years old, which might delay a little bit of development, but I never see a third baseman or any position like this good. He was a 75 potential when I decided to start scouting him, and he turned into an 80. And he's got all the hitting skills: 75 power, 75 power left, 70 power right, 70 contact left, 65 power or contact right. I'm getting all that mixed up, but anyways, this dude can swing the bat. He's a third baseman. Those don't come along very often, and we need hitting, not pitching. So Dustin Irwin, I think, is the pick we go with. And I know that's just a weird pick, but I think it's the pick we go with. So now in the second round, Aoki is still there. So we'll still get the 5-tool center fielder. We also can hope that this left fielder will still be up there, Pedro Medrano. Likelihood is he won't be. But if he is, that's where we're going next probably. And he is. Pedro Medrano is still up there. One of the only few guys left that I have full scouting in. And he's a pretty good player, some good potential. He's got good fielding, pretty good speed, good contact potential. So I think he's the guy we need to go with. Now, we could, yeah, now I think it's where we gotta start taking risks and hope we get lucky. So maybe take a risk right here on a starting pitcher. Considering we didn't draft one this year, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to see if we can get lucky on one of them. Now, let's see what else. Any position players we can maybe get lucky on? Not really, not any 80 potential, so we'll just keep going with the starting pitcher here. The lowest ETA is this 2019 one, so we'll get him. Still happy with the draft though. 3 players. We got 2 80 potential players that are position players, then we got a third one who's a left fielder with a 75 potential, and we know he'll be good. So, very happy actually with how this draft has gone. We'll draft this guy, then we'll send the rest. We got nowhere else to go with this draft, so sign draft picks. None of these guys are in the 90s actually, 90 potential, but high 80s for each of them. And honestly, if they fill out, if you can get this random pitcher that we got panned out too. If these guys pan out to get into the mid to high 80s each of them, I mean, am I really complaining? No, not at all. And this guy's a good hitter straight out of the draft. That doesn't happen very often. I'm not concerned at all about this. The other guy I was going to get, I know the Padres took the guy I was considering getting. He has a 93 potential, which isn't even that much higher. And he's a pitcher, which is not what we need. So I don't mind them doing that. Then the other guy I was considering getting was this guy, Lucius Jensen, 91 potential. Not the position we need either. So we just dropped 3 potentials and changed positions. So I don't mind that trade-off at all. So we'll now stand till the end of the season. Another chance at free agency. We're not going to be a playoff team. I'm fairly certain of that. So I'll see you guys in free agency as we try to make another big splash and hopefully get a big player. Okay, we're going to finish this season at 62 and 100. So actually a worser season than last season. I don't know if I've had that experience before. One game better than the Phillies and a few games better than that. So we'll have the third pick even in a worser overall, or even a worse record. So it's in the postseason. We'll see. Blah blah blah. Nationals defeat the Indians. Retired players, probably nobody of any influence to me. But signing process. Oh, Marshall Stevenson turned to an 80 overall. You see those stats increasing. Finished 9-12 with a 2.82 in his rookie season. Okay, yeah, no, you're getting re-signed. We got this rookie pitcher too that we need to re-sign. He got a lot better. He's at 80 overall now. We actually traded for Domingo Santana during that sim. I didn't feel like showing you guys because it's kind of random, but they traded for some random B potential catcher I had who was actually not doing good at all. So it's like, yeah, I'll take Domingo Santana. Because we need hitting too, so I don't mind that trade at all. Then we got a few other guys. We got Kevin Park, Boyd Halsey. A lot of these guys have some high potential. I'm happy with all these players that we have on this team right now. Well, this guy's a good third baseman. I realized we just drafted one. Okay, well, we'll figure that one out. So I don't know if I want to talk to you guys while I'm signing all these free agents. Or actually, we don't really have that many to sign. So for those of you who don't know, this is the process of every single free agency. This is what I have to do. It's not fun. Luckily, it doesn't look like, based off how quick that bar on the right's going, doesn't look like there's all that much signing that we have to do. Personally, I don't really look over the trades a whole lot, or who I'm signing a whole lot. Not the trades. Who I'm signing a whole lot. Every once in a while, I'll see a guy like this just getting paid way too much. I shut that down real quick. Like this guy. Why would you pay $600,000 to a 58 overall? Obviously, it doesn't make a big difference in your money or your salary, but it'll kind of add up over time. And it doesn't hurt to always have, I mean, $1 more million in a trade or in a economy like this, in a sports economy, that can make you a way better team. So why waste on some randoms? So let's sim this. Usually everybody signs. Or do we need to hire any coaches? Pitching coach, we'll just get the best guys. Usually you have to give them quite a bit of money for them to even consider your offer. Look at the best ones out there. Because coaching actually it's like the cheapest thing that makes the biggest difference. So I got to go with coaching there. The first base coach signed, or the pitching coach signed. The first base coach has not yet signed. It's even doesn't look like he's reviewing our offer anymore. Okay, I guess I'll go with this guy then. Give him a bit more money. There we go. Managed contracts. And here we go again. Manny Machado, Devin Mesoraco. This is one guy we traded. He ended up being really good, actually. Well, kind of. His stats aren't that great. Yeah, I don't feel bad that we traded them. Brian Dozier, Dallas Keuchel. I mean, if I do Machado twice in a row, is that unfair to the system? Is that like not entertaining? Maybe. Okay, I won't do that then. Even though it makes the most sense, I won't do that for the sake of entertainment. Plus, we have a third baseman that should be coming up potential-wise. Although I would move Machado to the shortstop. No, I'm not going to do it. So with that being the case, what we do need is not a second baseman. We do need a first baseman. Let's just get a first baseman to last us a year. I'm assuming that Duda would be everyday. Well, yeah, no, Duda would probably be an everyday starter. Not for 4 years though. 1 year. Catcher, we don't need much help. But the same situation we were in. We could get a quality closer here for pretty cheap though. About $5 million a year for David Robertson. I know he's 33, but he should be good for a couple more years. Joe Bland's too old. Yeah, we won't worry about relievers just yet. And Dallas Keuchel is pretty good. We won't worry. We won't waste our money on that. We got our first base coach. Machado went to the Yankees. Interesting. Offers. We're no longer first on this offer, so we're gonna have to add a little bit more if we want to get David Robertson. Make sure that those offers are still looking good. Still the only offer for Lucas Duda, so we should get him. Except for the Nationals offer instead of ours. Okay. Interesting. But we did get Lucas Duda, and now our team. We got pitching. We need more relievers. Our closers are. He was an all-star actually. Outside of that, our hitting's not that bad. We need a left fielder and a shortstop, but it's not that bad. Irwin can play first base too, actually. His fielding and all that's not that good, so I wouldn't mind moving Irwin over to first base. Let's see what that does to his overall. Make it secondary third base instead. Still a 66, but now he's if we get rid of Duda, he could probably start next season. And then we still have some talent here at third base because Sid Zeal can probably earn that earn that starting spot in a couple of years. So we got Hamilton, we got Aoki who can play left field, and we still have Madrano who can be pretty good. He could probably start. He's a 70 overall. He could probably start even this season, but we'll give him a season or two. So that's basically, we're not going to get another good free agency because nobody wants to sign with us. So let's go another season. I'll see you guys towards draft time once again. Okay guys, we are back towards draft time. Now we have plenty of time actually until the draft comes around, but kind of finished everybody I want to scout, and I'll be honest, it's a hallelujah type of time because we finally are in a draft class that's got some hitters, and that doesn't happen very often. So we're at 24 and 30 right now, third overall pick, and here we go. Okay, I did not show you guys who was on the board, but there's a shortstop and a third base blue chip prospect who are both extremely good, and the A's and Phillies messed up. They got starting pitchers, and ooh, they just gave me a chance to get anybody I want. So if we sort by accuracy, they'll give us all the blue chip prospects, and these are the two guys: Diego Rodriguez or Steven Valdez. Valdez gets the boost in one area, and that's that he's got a higher overall, or actually no, Diego Rodriguez caught up to him. Diego Rodriguez is 80 contact left potential. Not great power potential, but that's to be expected from a shortstop. Great fielding and arm strength potential. Good speed and stealing already. what makes Valdez so good? His speed's not there, but his fielding, arm strength, plate discipline, his contact and power is pretty good. But we did get a third baseman last year. I know as shortstop's what we needed more. So I know that's probably what you guys are thinking. But Steven Valdez can also play second base. I don't know why it's saying third base is a secondary position, but man, both these guys can project to be one of those positions. A 6'3" shortstop or a 6'3", 209, 6'3", 212. I mean, they're both bound to be top prospects. Valdez is the guy I wanted more. But now I'm seeing that Diego Valdez or Diego Rodriguez has that 80 potential in the contacts. It's making me want to change my mind. Because a slap shot hitter like that, shortstop, those don't come around very often. Even though I like third baseman so much, Diego Rodriguez is the better idea. Steven Valdez will be taken here by the Braves. Okay, fuck the Braves right now, man. I don't dislike the Braves, but fuck them in this league, dude. Because they're taking all the guys I want to get and then making them better than the guys I got. I don't like it. And damn, every good prospect that I got drafted, that I scouted. There's a lot of good prospects, a lot of good hitting prospects. Looks like most of them got taken, however. Why did I say I drafted 2 Diego Rodriguez's? That makes no sense. I only drafted 1. But let's see. If that's the case, I don't really know who else I want to get out of people I fully scouted. The only decent one is Jose Alvarez. I don't know if he's good enough for a second round pick, so if there's a time to get lucky, I would say it's probably right about now. I just gotta try to hope that one of these guys turns out to be really good, I guess. And you know what? I like the guy. Let's get Barry. Ronald Barry. Keep moving on. You know, I'm just gonna skip it. The first round pick is what I wanted. Outside of that, there wasn't a lot of people I cared about. I'm not gonna look at Rodriguez. I'm going straight to the Braves. 91 potential. Okay, Valdez is good, but he is not ridiculously good. The 91 potential makes me feel a little bit better about this situation. But if we move over to my team, 96. Okay, Rodriguez was the person to go with. We got lucky with Gonzalez as well. My team auto drafted a shortstop that's pretty decent. 2 shortstops that are pretty decent. And obviously, we have Diego Rodriguez, the 96 potential. Already has great, he's a 75 overall already. Already has great contacts, great speed and all that good stuff. Plus, we already have Marshall Stevenson. I know he's not a shortstop, but there's other guy that we got from the trade. He's an 86 overall now. And with that 75 potential, we did sign JJ Hardy for 1 year, but he's declining now. He'll be a starter next season in his first year of Major League Baseball. He'll be a starting Major League shortstop. It's extremely impressive. Regardless, though, that's what we're looking at right now. So we're going to send to the end of the season into free agency and see what we can do. But I'm so happy with that draft. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, another decent season at 67 and 95. I think this is exactly what we did in the first season. Good enough to get us the number 3 overall pick again. And it's still a pretty good season. So, with that being the case, I'm actually pretty happy with everything that's going on. We traded for this guy, Tommy Joseph. Pretty decent player. We traded Kevin Park, that one pitcher that we drafted a few years ago. We traded him away for him. For reasons beyond me. Either way, Lucas Duda hit 34 home runs, 84 RBIs, a 262 batting average. Actually good enough to possibly consider re-signing. But stats are declining a little bit, but maybe one more season out of him. That wouldn't hurt anybody. Got a pretty good outfield now because this Phillip Irvin guy is doing pretty good. We got Billy Hamilton, who broke his hand, but still a quality center fielder. Then we have Domingo Santana still from the trade. So we got the 80s overall outfield. Pretty decent middle infield once we get the shortstop that we drafted to finally come around. Our catcher was also, yeah, a 287 batting average. There we go. And our pitching rotation should be very good. Marshall Stevenson, 85 overall, 8-11 record, 3.3. His ERA is a little bit higher, but still doing a great job. In Double A, we got Boyd Halsey and this Fujinami guy we need to sign up. Or not sign up, but call up. And they'll be called up next season. Looks like, wait, let's look at that again. Boyd Halsey's 88 K9 as a 22-year-old lefty. That's pretty dope. And it wouldn't hurt to get another lefty in that rotation. So let's in the postseason and see what happens. Dodgers defeat the Indians. So the Indians made it back-to-back years. Now this might be getting about that time that I need to start doing some trades just to get this team to World Series level. So primarily what we need to get is some hitters on this team, and we'll figure it out. So either way, what I want to do right now is just sign all these guys. It's going to be another kind of boring process. So I'll sign all these guys, and I'll see you guys when the real free agency starts. Okay guys, here we are at the beginning of the next free agency. We already signed all the coaches that we need. So at this point, it's all about signing free agents. So if we look closely, we have Jose Altuve, Garrett Cole, Felix Hernandez, Dylan Patino. We got some guys up here. Yasiel Puig. This is the free agency class that we've been looking for. So we could get a top-notch pitcher, but I kind of knew it, like going into this, that what we need more is hitting. So it's probably good to stay on task with what my team really needs. So I don't need a third baseman as much. We're gonna get the shortstop. I mean, the problem is we got pretty talented players all across the board. So now I just need to upgrade each of those positions. So I like youth. Oh, I need to release a guy. Okay. F potential, yeah. Goodbye. So I wish there was a quick button to release a player for situations like this. Okay. Do I have enough? Okay. Give him a player option. He should be interested in that. And he is. But it's only a qualifying offer, so he might not be lucky. Jose Altuve, however, would be a cool one. We'll just give him a maxed out offer. Like, we're not going to get a better second baseman than that. Then we'll have two backup second basemen that are great trade potential. At first base, Matt Carpenter might be a good option. But he's up there in age, so not the first option. And then with all that money, maybe we have enough to spread some love to Garrett Cole. Maybe. He's coming off a great season, though. 16-6. Coming off 2 great seasons. Okay, maybe that gives me a right to give you some money. Maybe you're in that contract. Sometimes you gotta really up the years to have a chance of signing someone. Take the Angels, for example. It's an awful example because they suck. But sometimes, I mean, if you got a top free agent out there, that's what you gotta do. Get Todd Frazier. Good. 34 years old, though. We got Eugenio Suarez. It's not that bad. So let's send him a couple of days. We can no longer afford these contracts. Why? Did somebody else signed, huh? No. Nobody that big signed. I guess we just don't have that much money. Do we not even have the money to give Puig? Wow. Okay, we just don't have money. That is a weird situation for us to be in. So it's weird because I didn't think that'd be a situation that we're in so early. Especially because we have not been, we haven't been pouring money into anybody. We get a Ryan Braun for a couple of years pretty cheap. At least we're at least able to afford that. Yeah, we are. Okay, we got Ryan Braun at least. We might just flip him immediately for trade bait. Oh, Jose Bautista, look, he declined big time. I seriously might just draft some of these guys for, or sign some of these guys for trade bait. See if I can afford those contracts. Barely. I can afford probably a Melk Cabrera signs. Yeah, he does. And I'll try to use some of those guys for trade bait. Because now it's times that things get a bit interesting. Nope, no good guys there. Yeah, okay. So we'll keep on moving, and we're going to do a couple of trades and see what we can do now. So, spring training, we're going to just skip right through that. Marshall Stevenson is now a 85. Tajon Walker's now at 89. Not more. Boyd Halsey's okay. We got some talent now, and we got this Amir Garrett guy who's at 80 overall, coming off a great year. So these guys are going to be called up, though. So let's see what we're going to do. These guys in the MLB, how many options does he have? 3. So we'll move him down to AAA. Boyd Halsey's still not on the 40-man roster. We'll move him up. Give him a chance in his rookie year. Anybody else? Remove him from the 40-man roster. And anybody else that needs to be removed from the 40-man roster entirely. Yeah. So with that being the case, now we'll call him up and let's call. No, not him up. Oh god, I just wasted another one of his moves. Well, that was bad. Move this guy up. First Adam. No, not there. Okay. I'm not good at controlling my my game apparently. Still need some relievers. Still need a little bit of everything, to be honest. We got some left field trade potential here. We'll probably just package a deal for Cabrera and Braun because they're pretty old. I didn't get them because I really wanted them a whole lot. I just get them because I'm trying to get some trades out of them. Trying to get anything. We can get a Jonathan Villar. We can get a Jose Abreu with Carlos Gomez. Jeremy Hellickson. Kelvin Herrera. Come on. Gotta have something good for me. Get AJ Ramos. Or Ramos is a pretty quality closer. We're gonna get David Robertson actually. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's get a quality closer. We'll move the other one to the bullpen. And then we can trade. Well, it depends when I want to trade more. I mean, Senzel's the more valuable prospect, but he's not going to get that much better, probably. At least not in a short period of time. We'll just see if I try to trade him what I would get. Ideally. Nothing that valuable, doesn't look like. We got a decent lineup. Not like no position's like super weak anymore. Our rotation's ridiculous. David Robertson's, why is he okay? Have him at least be a setup man. And we'll go like this. Like that. Okay, that might not make a lot of sense. Okay, no, we'll keep it like this. Geez, I don't know what to do. It's all about our lineup at this point. Our lineup's what needs the work. We'll sim a day or two and see what they do with our lineup. Billy Hamilton, Philip Irvin, Tommy Jones. I don't know if that's... I don't know. Okay, something's not right. Why is he in AA? Only like, yeah, he's our best shortstop. I want him to be a starter at the beginning. man. Yeah, I don't want Suarez playing shortstop in front of him. So I say we trade Suarez. Even though Suarez has been pretty good for us. I say we trade him for maybe a... We just don't have any star power. Maybe some relievers. We just don't have any star power in our lineup, and that's not going to get you anywhere. A couple 83 overall relievers. There we go. That's good enough for me. So, we're not going to do the draft this year. Let's just sim a month. Well, at least if I'm not going to do the draft, let's go like this. At least so. We'll do this. No, not discard changes. God damn it. Scouting auto, and then apply changes. Then let's sim to draft time. Okay. Got 18 runs against the Pirates. That's not very common. Not for our lineup, you wouldn't think. Well, Billy Hamilton had 5 RBIs. Lucas Judd had 4. Barnhart had 3. That's pretty awesome. Rodriguez is our leadoff man, so that's pretty cool. We're scoring plenty of runs in those 2 games. Let's see. Got a sweep of the Cardinals. We've won our last few series. Never mind, jinxed it. Got a positive record at least. Okay. Okay, a little bit of a win streak going into the draft. So I didn't look at any of the blue chip prospects. Let's see what we got going on here. Got a starting pitcher. Another shortstop. 2 shortstops. Both these guys can play secondary positions though. Yeah, let's go with one of those shortstops, I guess. Between them, it appears. Well, this one's got great hitting. Not as fast for a shortstop, but he's got that for power like that for a shortstop, and pretty similar same contact to the other guy, just slower. Better arm strength and arm accuracy and everything though. Go with this guy. So once we do the first pick, then I'm pretty good with everything else. Yeah, 91 potential, we'll get him. Got an 84 potential third baseman too. That's pretty sweet. So let's keep on moving. Let's see what our team's got going on. I'm just glad to finally see some W's popping up on the screen. And all this rebuild, I have not seen any of that yet. It's a good feeling. Got a trade offer. A no-name for another no-name, I'm assuming? Yeah, let's not do that trade. Why do they even notify you when that happens? I don't know how those trades affect our team at all, so. Let's keep on moving. We're winning most of our series. I mean, not like tons of wins, but we're winning. Oh, what are you trying to get from Marshall Stevenson? A 90 overall at 20 years old. 7-3 with a 2.3 or 2.49 ERA on the year. Yeah, get out of here. Whatever you're trying to give me. Even if it's 2 of the best prospects in the league right now. You better at least to try to throw in Moncada, who's a 91 overall now. But he's not even playing that good, so yeah, no, you can kiss that trade goodbye. Trying to get my star player. I'm all upset about that. There we go, a win streak. We've been playing pretty good baseball, as I jinx it right there. I always end the seasons bad, which sucks so much ass. It makes no sense. So I'll be like, oh yeah, we're a playoff team, and then, yeah, then that shit happens. We're 82 and 67. Half a game up in the wild card. Okay. That's not very comfortable, not very reassuring at least. How's Rodriguez off the bench again? Who do we keep finding to replace these guys? I guess he still needs time to develop. I guess that's what the game's trying to tell me. I mean, if we're in a playoff spot, then sure, we'll give him time to develop. But I mean, they're really trying to make sure he doesn't play. He went up to 79 overall. He's gonna earn a spot pretty soon. Whatever, I'm just not gonna worry about it. Pitching wise, Walker's a 91 now. Marshall Stevenson, what are you doing? What are we doing having him there? Okay. No, I don't want this random ass dude who's a relieving with 22 stamina. Why is he in the line? He's 2-11. He's had 102 innings pitched. Oh my goodness. This game is so stupid sometimes. It makes no sense. Why? Yes, let's have a relieving pitcher who sucks being our starting rotation. We're now 2 games out of a wild card spot with 2 games left. Losing that one, yeah, we've not made the playoffs at 87 and 75. That's the one shitty thing about being in the same division as the Cubs. Not a lot you can do. We're not gonna have a good draft pick, so it's all about just we're about to have to pour all our chips into something now. I'm trying to be a playoff team. So sim postseason, we'll have to I'll do all the signing here in just a second, and then it comes down to really just comes down to if we can have a good free agency or not, and that will really determine most of what we do in the next couple of seasons. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Hey guys, we're back here in free agency. Here's a quick look. We were able to sign, well, basically everybody we wanted to sign. The only people we let go are Lucas Duda, Gabriel Guerrero, Caleb Cower, and Tetsuya Yamada. Some guys that we've kind of just acquired over the years. And they're looking for like $3 to $5 million each. And obviously, if you look at the overalls, they're not really worth that much money. So I'm going to get rid of them. Now, I'm looking at some players that we did happen to re-sign. Obviously, Marshall Stevenson, the starting pitcher we got a few years ago. Obviously, kind of outlining most of this free agency class for us. But then Tommy Joseph here is also a first baseman we got a while ago, who's actually very much panned out, 87 overall now. And if you look closely, a secondary position of his is catcher. And so I might actually consider moving him to catcher because I think catcher's a bit more valuable of a position. It's a bit more difficult to find, so I might move him to catcher and try to get a decent first baseman here to make up for his position, like Freddie Freeman. That'd be an awesome pickup. Just find somebody. I need a star hitter. I don't know if we have the money. I remember in recent years we haven't had the money to sign a guy like this. And I don't think we've gained any more money in the past few years. So it's going to be fairly unlikely that we have any money to sign that guy. But if we're not, we have some trade potential for this upcoming year. We have 2 top prospect pitchers here, Amir Garrett, Boyd Halsey. We got already a decent relieving core that I want to hold on to. We got a top-notch shortstop here, 74 overall, 8 potential, 18 years old. He's already like a phenomenal player, and he's only 18. And we could probably get a lot of value just out of him. So if we package him with those 2 starting pitchers, I think we can get almost any hitter in the league. And that's, well, we need hitters. That's what we need. Because we have a good lineup. It's just that we don't have any like star power. We just have a lot of consistently good players. That's why signing any of these guys won't make much of a difference. Signing any of these decent players, because we already have decent players at every position. It's just about finding like a great player. I mean, upgrading any of these positions by just a few overall points won't do much for me. So yeah, I'm just trying to find one big name guy, and then these relievers aren't going to do much for me. I wouldn't mind getting a fifth pitcher for my rotation, but I don't want to spend my money here if it's not as big of an issue. So yeah, we can't afford him. Oh, that's gonna be frustrating. We don't have any money. Abreu is a guy had a great year last year. Maybe we can try to get him on a pretty big, on like a, whoa, that's a problem, is we don't have a lot of money. 10 million a year. We're offering Freddie Freeman like, yeah, like 20 million a year. So 10 million a year might be in the ballpark for us. Looks like it is. Come on. Yeah, okay, we got Abreu. There we go. That's really, I know he's getting older. 34 now, but he's coming off a year where, look, his attributes are still going up. And he's coming out of a year where he hit 304 with 36 home runs and 109 RBI. And he's been doing great the past few years as well. So that could end up being a detrimental contract, but based off his stat lines, I'm going to assume it won't be. Just if he stays consistent just for a couple more years. And to be honest, we probably only have a year or 2 left in this rebuild because our team's getting a lot better. We'll move this guy over to catcher real quick. I think we'll be just fine. Like that. So now he's at 84 overall. Dropped a little bit, which is totally fine by me. So we now have an 84 overall catcher. We have Jose Abreu there playing first base, and we have some trade potential. So that's all the moves we really need to make here in free agency. I believe we have our roster filled out. Yeah, we have plenty of roster spots. So we're going to move on to the next season, and we're going to start making some trades. And we should have the biggest playoff push we've had to this point in the next season. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, we just got sent to the regular season, and it's time to make some moves. So we're going to go over to the trade menu, obviously, and move down. I think Halsey has earned his spot as the number 5 starter for the season. You see he's quite noticeably the 5th best player with the A potential. He'll probably move up to an 86 or an 87 throughout the year, making him a pretty valuable asset to our team. So I don't fully really want to trade him, but I'm fine with trading Amir Garrett, who actually had a great year for us last year. I mean, he only pitched 11 innings. 11 innings is not a big enough sample size. He's had a few good years, though. And that's why it's tough getting rid of him. But, yeah, it looks like he's not even in MLB anymore. He kind of dropped out as all these players got a lot better. So it's kind of fine by me to get rid of him. And then, if we package... Oh, wow, we have 2 phenomenal shortstops. I mean, if we look closely, that shortstop's probably one of the top prospects. Oh, Boyd Halsey's the #1 prospect. Joe Frank's the #4 prospect. So Boyd Halsey, yeah, people are thinking he's going to be real good. I'm excited for him to play this year then. Yeah, no, we're fine with getting rid of Joe Frank then. Some other top prospects, damn. Okay. Got to get rid of Joe Frank. That's kind of the first priority. Just because, I mean, we have Diego Rodriguez, who's a monster for us. So, I mean, he didn't have a great last year, but he's got the potential to be very, very good. And he's a platoon hitter last year, so didn't have a lot of opportunities to show off what he can do. But if we're looking at positions we need some dominant hitting at, I mean, we could take a third baseman, but I think Senzel will get better. And we have Alfonso Sanchez at second base, who's a good player. That's a tough thing. We have pretty good players at every position, so it's hard to like pinpoint an area where we need a lot of work. But maybe at this point we just get the best hitter on the board and figure it out from that point. So we just need to find people who've been having great hitting years. Let's go to all, because I think we can get a pretty top-notch player out of what we're about to trade. Donaldson's coming off some great seasons, like really good seasons. He's 35 though, and I'm not going to take the risk of regression at this point. Freeman's coming off some really good years. So we offered that, and we offered some prospects. Yeah, we can get Freddie Freeman, but we'll keep looking. No point in jumping the gun so early at this point. Miguel Sano's having great years, but probably rather have Freeman. Mike Trout's obviously been having some great years. He's regressed a little bit though. I don't know why he's been regressing to a 96 overall. I mean, still obviously phenomenal, but I don't understand what's caused his regression. Because even Carlos Gray is a better overall now. Dansby Swanson, obviously, he's a beast. Giancarlo, too inconsistent. Bryce Harper, however. Bryce Harper's been killing it. He's 99 overall. He's got that great power for righties. Ooh, because of budgetary constraints. Do I have any player on this team that's making way too much money? Probably not. I don't really seem to overpay players a whole lot. That would be awesome though. Getting Harper would have been really, really cool. Who's this random shortstop? Got a 341 last year. Oh goodness. I'm gonna predict that doesn't happen again though, and we won't get him. Chris Bryant's coming off some phenomenal years. 38 home runs, 39 home runs, 44 home runs. Batting average all kind of hovering in the high 200s. Rizzo's has been doing good too, but Bryant's a pretty huge commodity. Don't know how much money we have to try to even. Only real way that we're gonna be able to get this guy. Oh, Matt Moore's getting a lot of money. We could trade Matt Moore and then try to keep Garrett up. That'd be an interesting move. Oh, we could do this. 2 top prospects and Matt Moore for Chris Bryant. I think it might be a move worth making, to be honest. Matt Moore coming off actually some pretty good seasons. But I don't want to trade Tajon Walker just because he's getting so high in overall. He's coming off a great year too. And we have some prospects down here that can probably fill the role of Matt Moore because we have so much pitching depth. So yeah, we'll go with this trade. And never mind, I guess we won't go with that trade. I don't understand why it says sometimes that, like, oh yeah, they're going to be cool with that then when they're not. Oh, this closing pitcher is awesome. Pirates got a dope closing pitcher in one of the drafts. 95 overall, that's really impressive. I don't know at this point. Trevor Story's coming off some crazy year. He's got awesome stats. He can play third base. Play second base too. I don't know. I don't think he's obviously not worth that much. If we just traded, yeah, then they're not gonna be cool with that. If we added the Amir Garrett, then they're cool with that. So we'll do that. Just because we still have plenty of prospects to work with. So now we have Trevor Story, who's coming off an awesome year. And then Corey Seager did not apparently get any better in all the year. That doesn't make any sense. We could definitely get a hold of one more hitter, I think. Definitely get a hold of one more hitter. Who's one other guy I'd really like? How's Kyle Seager doing? Pretty awesome. Doing pretty awesome. 33 though. It's another situation where it's a little bit sketchy to get a player at that point. How's George Springer doing? Not that great. Harper would be awesome, but a lot of money, and we probably don't have the trade options to get him. So I'm just really scrolling through here, trying to find somebody who's decently young, still a supremely talented hitter. Arenado might fit the mold, but I'd rather have an outfielder, I feel like. We can try a Trout trade. We can try it. Obviously, I'm a huge Trout fan, so I'm not going to be against trying a Trout trade. Now we have Matt Moore that we can use as the money. We need money to actually even try this trade. Got a prospect here. We'll do it with Billy Hamilton. Billy Hamilton's not been batting good at all for us. He's getting the stolen bases, but he hasn't been batting all that good. This might be a trade that's worth doing. Top prospect Matt Moore and Billy Hamilton for Mike Trout, who's regressing, but still Mike Trout. Okay, well, we got Trout now. Dropped 293 overall because he's probably upset because he just got traded, but look, he's on the bench. Well, dude, you're about to be. Gotta calm down. Oh, he's happy about our coaching. See, that's what I'm saying. It improves overalls when you got great coaching. We'll just have yeah, we'll have him auto fix this stuff. Coming out with a win in the first game. Let's see, Strasburg with that. Yeah, he had a great game. So now with our lineup, okay, nope. Now we got to go in here and actually fix lineups ourselves, because it makes no sense. Trout, we could. I think Trout number 2 in this lineup would actually work best. But I mean, he's number 3 guy. That hitting is so good. He's 98 overall now because he's where he wants to be. His overall, yeah, went from a 95 to 98 because he's happy here. So we'll put him at the 3. But Jose Abreu is probably more of a 4 guy. Tommy Joseph's definitely not a 2 guy, but sometimes teams do that. They have weird 2 hitters. We got some hitters now. This line's pretty talented. So it's weird trying to find a spot to put everyone. I think Tommy Joseph fits better at the 5. Santana probably fits better at the 2. Actually, I think Alfonso Sanchez, he's got the better contact, so he probably fits better at the 2. We'll have Santana down there at the 6. Yeah, yeah, that looks about right. And they're going to keep that all the way through, it looks like. So actually, yeah, we're just going to kind of follow with what our what our CPU thought would be best, and that's kind of what I think too. So I'm actually let you guys see this sim because I think this will probably be the last year. I mean, we got the team build now where we should be good enough to make a pretty powerful playoff push. So this is where I want to show you guys all the simming that's going on. Certainly a lot of W's up there on the screen. I think we more or less have rebuilt this team. We got swept by the Yankees though. Oh, there's always those occasional losing streaks, those skids that a team will go on. The problem is I just try to avoid them for going on for too long, because sometimes they go on like 11 game skids where they will only win like 2 games. Obviously, we're not going to be that involved in the draft this year. We're coming out of a pretty good season, so yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Look at all those losses right there. It totally kills your record when those happen, and the game makes it happen all the time. I think the simulation, the simulations in this game are pretty whack. It's baseball can be like that. You can have a lot of talent and not win a lot of games, but it doesn't seem fairly, very often when that happens. So I think they make the common hood of that a bit too often. And I think sometimes they make really good players have really bad years for like weird reasons. Like they'll just randomly just play awful. But now that we're about midway through the season, let's take a quick look just at how our team is doing. Strasburg's cold, but he's still 8-4 with a 2.88. Marshall Stevenson 7-4 with a 3.76. Tayshaun Walker 8-5 with a 2.63. Boyd Halsey coming great out of that. I think this will be his rookie year, considered that he didn't pitch that much last year. 9-4 with a 2.82. Robert Stevenson 5-5 with 3. So Stevenson's kind of the weak point in our rotation. He's still not even that bad. Out of the bullpen. Oh goodness gracious, we need new bullpen players. These 3 guys, they're okay. Yeah, they're gonna kill us. Their ERAs are awful. So we need to make a trade for some relievers. That's what we need. So any top-notch relievers left? Andrew Miller's having a hell of a year, but I'm not trying to. Well, he's only a reliever, so they might not even have that much trade value. Clipper, one of the guys having an awful year. No. Storin is. Pistardo is. These guys not even up there. We won't trade them completely yet. We'll trade something else. This guy's a pretty top-notch prospect. He's really good actually, but I don't see him getting called up in the time that on the timeline that we are on. So we'll trade him. We'll trade Madrano, another top prospect that we drafted a few years ago, who I don't see making that starting lineup in the next couple of years. So trade those 2, and they're still not interested. So Adayoki. Okay, never mind. They really just don't want to get rid of Miller. Just give me a team that has 2 good relievers on the year. Okay, these guys are pretty good. Oh, it's probably because I keep trying to trade. Let me just sim a few days, then try it. They're offering me a trade for all the positions I don't need. No, thank you. Okay. Just sim through those days. We're first in our division by 3.5 games, so that's pretty awesome then. Oh, this guy's having an awful year. This guy's having a great year though. 1.98 ERA, 2.96. Okay, well, I want these 2 guys then. Having awesome years. Oh, right there. Let's see. I was gonna offer was to get an Irwin. Not this shit again. Is this secretly because I don't have enough money? They're just not telling me. I think that actually might be what it is. I think I might not have enough money. So we add this, and then now that our cash flow is going to be positive after this here. We'll just go like this, have positive cash flow, and no, okay. Still not a trade they'll do. The game just really does not like me. If I just did it for one player, I just did 1-for-1 like this. Okay, they'll do that. And now, now that we're just going 1-for-1, we'll get this guy who's having a great year. And we'll throw in, I mean, hell, I don't know. Now we can throw in Pedro Medrano. Oh, that's a lot of, maybe we don't even have to give him that much. A decent third baseman. And Bastardo's having an awful year. Oh, they don't want him because they know he's having an awful year. There we go. Okay, that was easy. So now we have 4 quality relievers. We got some good depth at the starting position. Strasburg's on fire after just one performance somehow that just completely changed the outlook of his year. Actually, it's funny, the only starter that's struggling is Marshall Stevenson, who's really good. But now our bullpen's a little bit better. Just a few guys here are having rough years, but I'm hoping they'll turn it around. Not going to make any more trades, I don't think. That's the end of it. So we're simming the rest of the season. No, I don't care about the trade deadline. We'll see what offers we get. Kurt Wiley and random starter for who? What? How did that trade benefit anybody? That's what I never understand. Is when people offer trades like that and they make no impact on anything. Like none of those players will probably ever be in the MLB. So what's the effort in making a move like that? No, come on, get out of these losing skids. Okay, we got some wins. Let's go. 4-game series in St. Louis. Let's try to get some wins here. Split this series 2-2. Come on. We'll just win some games. Finish off strong. We're 92-63. 6 games up. Okay, luckily our division for once is not that tough. Putting us in a position. We're second ranked. First ranked is the Dodgers. Understandable. We're in a position here to finally make the playoffs. So we got this 4-game series against the Cubs, who are 6 games behind us. So we need to win these games, and we beat them 3-1. That's awesome. So we secured our spot by doing that. We actually technically knocked the Cubs out of the playoff race probably in the wild card. So I kind of feel bad for that. Then the Brewers having a decent year. Let's just try to finish off strong with a 3-game win streak. That's what I'm talking about. 98-64. Finishing off with a 6-game win streak is exactly how we want to go into the playoffs. Dodgers won 106 games. Yankees won 97. We won 98. So we won the second most games in the league. Take a quick look at some things that are going on for stat leaders. You see Trout led the league in batting average with 334. Diego Rodriguez, our shortstop, batted 304. That's the guy we drafted. He came back much stronger this season. In his sophomore season, batting 304. That's awesome. But Trout there led the league in batting average at 334. But there's a huge decline in his stats. Like a huge decline. At 29 years, that makes no sense. Still, he had an awesome year for us. In terms of hits, we got the lead years and Jose Abreu. Trout's third on that list. So Abreu came here and had a great year, which is also what we were hoping for. Doubles, Trout was second behind Trey Turner, who had a pretty decent year, it looks like. Triples, I don't care enough about that, but we do have a guy down here, Phillip Ervin. Home runs, yeah, we're not really up there in that, are we? We've got Jose Abreu here at 5th, Trout at 8th, so still some good numbers. Jose Abreu's there second in RBI, which is actually what I care more about. Trout's at 7th. So the guys we traded for are awesome. We made the right selections in our trade. Jose Abreu and Mike Trout tied for second in runs. We definitely made the right selection on who to trade for. Maybe Trevor Story wasn't the best option. He didn't have a great year. But he's at 89 overall, so he's still a great player. He's declining a little bit too, though. Just these random declines are another thing that I don't understand. Trout's at second on base percentage, first in slugging percentage, 3 points behind Bryce Harper for the OPS. If we're looking at awards, Kershaw. Okay, oh my gosh, Kershaw went 18-1 with a 1.65. That's back-to-back MVPs for a starting pitcher. That's so ridiculous. That's like just crazy. Batting title went to Mike Trout at least, but still, that does not make sense. Rookie of the year was Boyd Halsey for us. So let's look at our pitchers real quick. Strasburg, decent year. Marshall Stevenson, a much better year. Finished off great. Tajon Walker, a great year. Great year out of Boyd Halsey, and a great year. The funny thing is, Steven Strasburg probably had one of the worst 3 years of our whole entire rotation. Bullpen did not finish strong. Our bullpen is awful. Somebody injured. Anybody injured in our bullpen? Okay, our closer's injured for 1 to 6 days. I'm hoping hopefully he's had a great year. Hopefully he'll come back before the playoffs roll around. And these guys that were having great years are now having awful years. So I don't know what's making our bullpen so bad. Let's just try to see if our closer's back in time. 1 to 6 days. That should be any day now. Okay. We just need some great pitching out of Strasburg, Stevenson, and Walker, which is what we've gotten most of the season. Okay, Avilon threw away that game, but our other reliever came back to make it up for us in this game. So we're gonna go game by game here. We really blew it in the last innings. Yeah, we were up 3-1 in the 8th inning. And our relievers come in and give up 4 runs. Like, that's just so bad. Strasburg had a great game, actually. Just like Clippard and Avilon suck. Oh, goodness gracious. Why is our pitching so bad? Or our relieving pitching is really what kills us. Walker only had a decent game, but Bastardo threw it away in the 9th. And we lost in game 4. I probably should have had Halsey on the mound, but that one was actually our reliever or starting pitcher's fault. So, you know, we're not going to make any moves. We're going to keep the same team. We're going to do one more sim next season, see what happens. I'll see you guys in just a second as we start that next simulation. Okay, guys, we're back here in the next season, and the only difference that was actually made is that it glitched out and told me that I didn't have money to sign Trevor Story for some reason. It's kind of just a stupid thing where he was already on my team, so I don't know how I wasn't allowed to go over the budget a little bit to sign him. But regardless, that's kind of the situation. We don't have Trevor Story back for this year, so our team might look slightly worse. But the one benefit is Pedro Madrano did get noticeably better, so we're going to move him into the MLB. In response to that, we'll probably move... Miranda had a great year last year. I don't know if I want to move him down. Irvin, not so much. But let's see if there's a random guy on the MLB roster who shouldn't be on the MLB roster. Well, in fact, I don't even know if we have enough players right now. Just advance. Let's see. Okay, now we are where we need to be. Madrano's in the majors. That's where I want him to be. Okay, this just... Yeah, okay. We should be fine then. They naturally move someone down on their own. So we have still a great lineup. Tommy Joseph still played great out of the catcher role. Pretty similar stats to the years before at first base. So with that being the case, and Jose Abreu didn't decline. So that's awesome for us. So what we need to do... I mean, I don't know how our relievers are going to do. They're getting a bit older, so we might want a few more relievers here coming up pretty soon. We still have some top prospects here at the starting pitcher position, so we might trade some pitchers. But I don't know what position actually needs to work, so I think at this point, this is one of those points in the rebuild where this will be the last season almost no matter what happens. So I think at this point what we need to do is just see how players play day by day and make any trades and things like that accordingly. Right now, okay, well, I was about to say we're on a good win streak, but obviously jinxed that one before I was even able... I jinxed it before I was even able to jinx it. So once we get past this San Francisco series, the one we're away, so this one right here, we'll take a quick look at some stats. Stevenson's going off. Strasburg also going off. Look at the ERAs. Tejon Walker's... Oh my goodness. The only people that are struggling are Boyd Halsey and Robert Stevenson. So Tejon Walker, .94 ERA, 5-0 record. That guy's... He's got to be the Cy Young #1. Let me just check. He has to be. Are you kidding me? Look at his stats. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay. Anyways, our starting pitching is phenomenal. Relieving pitching, this is where I've always been worried. Bastardo's struggling. Outside of that, though, there's really not a noticeable struggle. Everybody else seems to be doing pretty good, and I'll keep Bastardo there with the hopes of him turning it around. So I'm actually pretty happy with our pitching. So I do believe that Halsey and the other Robert Stevenson will get it together. In terms of hitting, not a great year from Rodriguez, coming back down out of the last year that he had. Alfonso Sanchez batting all right. Jose Abreu batting just all right. He's declining pretty rapidly this year. Something to be worried about. Where's Trout? That's the question. Where is Trout? Torn ACL. That's awesome. That's great. So, we lost our star player. So, with this being our last year, we're not in the greatest situation, but I guess we could try to have one of those crazy years where somehow, even with our star player out, we turn everything around. But MLB The Show's not one of those games that does that for you. Why are they trading me this random ass dude? I don't care about the random catcher. Why do they want to give him to me so bad either? Okay, just really hoping somehow our team is strong enough to overcome the best hitter on our team going down. One of the best players on our team too. It's a pretty bad break. Okay. Dude, with these random trades, I swear, for one of my star pitchers, really they're gonna give me a shortstop where I have this guy. That's no. So we're good directly to midseason here. Finishing 52 and 30. Please tell me that's playoff worthy. It is 2.5 games up. Okay, so our starting pitching still pretty good. Oh no, 1 second. Tajon Walker, shoulder separation. He was also having a great year though, so when he comes back, our pitching is phenomenal. Our starting pitching's been great. Let's check our bullpen real quick. It's still manageable. It's still definitely workable. Our lineup, good year for Rodriguez, came back around. Sanchez doing good. Still a good year from Abreu, even though this decline is just happening quicker and quicker. I'm really trying to get him through the year because he was our best hitter, but Madron's batting 322 in his rookie season, really. Should have called him up earlier. Okay, I think now is where we kind of put all of our chips into something. Madron's leading the league in batting average. We need some power, though. Travis Shaw is having a ridiculously, randomly good year. Only an 88 overall. We can make a trade for that. We can move him to third base, or move him to first base too if we need to. I'll give Jose Abreu a chance to retire. What team was he on again? I didn't check. He was on the Brewers. So let's see if we can make just one big trade. Don't think I'm going to make any other trades in this. We're still having a great year. We'll trade this guy. Get rid of Abreu. This season doesn't really prompt him to stay on the team. Just random catcher. And they'll do that trade. So we will now move him over to first base. And with that, he's an 85 overall. And we got a new first baseman to replace Abreu, and he's having a great year too. So we're in a good spot. Obviously, Trout going down sucks. Who's playing in place of Trout? I'm assuming it's Miranda. But I wouldn't mind calling up Aoki. We drafted him a few years ago, but then again, do we really want to test it with more rookies at this point? Probably not. Because rookies are about as unpredictable as you can get. And typically, it's not good. Not many rookies have like breakout seasons. Baseball's just not one of the sports where most rookies are able to do that. But we finished that month awesome. It was a 10-game winning streak to finish off the month of July. That's pretty dope. Went to a 12-game winning streak before we lost to Pittsburgh. That we're on a, oh my god, we are on a tear ever since that trade. Dude, okay, trading for that guy is the best thing we could have done. Why? Okay, why are you giving me these? I don't care about your random players. At this point in the season, I should just not even look at the offers because it's at the point in the season where these trades won't do anything. Right? So we didn't finish that month nearly as strong. Only a half game up, really? The Cubs are just on a tear, I guess. Oh man, no, they're not even. They're 6-4, but we've been 4-6. We have like the best 2 records in the league. That's unfortunate. So we're still gonna have to earn that spot. Madrono's came back down to earth a little bit, batting 313 now. Definitely probably the Rookie of the Year candidate though, if we're being real. First off though, MVP we got Travis Shaw in second. Hasn't been doing that great since we got him. That's what's funny. Starting pitcher, we don't have one. Madrono is second for the batting title. We got the reliever of the year here, and he's first for Rookie of the Year, which makes sense. The other rookies aren't that good. Rodriguez batting 310, so he's having a great year again. Bullpen, or no, just our rotation's not been that good either. Marshall Stevens at a 97 overall now. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tajon Walker, we gotta get him back in the rotation. And I think, yeah, I think that's a better role for our team. Okay, we're fine. Let's keep playing. Let's just, okay, we're throwing away our playoff spot here against the Cubs. Oh, stop losing games, guys. We're in a really tight matchup. Okay, no, we definitely already lost that spot with the Cubs. We lost, like, all those games. Yeah, we're 6 games back now. We're going to make the wild card spot, but we definitely, yeah, we already lost our chance with the Cubs. They clinched the division. So these last 5 games really don't change anything. And we're only going to finish 91-71 after a pretty awful finish there. Okay, so now we have a 1-game chance here to get a big win. Now, who do I want on the mound, though? I think it has to be Marshall Stevenson. It has to be. He's our ace at this point. He earned the ace spot over Strasburg. Coming off a pretty similar year to Strasburg. Maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, depending on what stats you feel more importantly. It's scary, though. I don't know what to do here. I know 1-0 game. So Stevenson is the guy we wanted on the mound. Oh my goodness, we barely even walked out of that with a win. Stevenson, okay, just a great game. Everybody did their job. We're able to get 1 run there in the 7th inning. That was crazy though, an ace versus ace matchup for sure. But sad thing is Marshall Stevenson's gonna be a little bit tired then. We're gonna win this game, another shutout, and another win against the Cubs. Okay, the Cubs who earned their spot over us, we are making them pay right here for taking that division away from us. Now, do I let Robert Stevenson pitch this game? Or do I move Marshall Stevenson back down in place for him? This is where things get confusing. Or do I let Walker pitch this game? I think I would let Walker pitch this game. Walker's still had great seasons. I gotta trust Walker. And then we'll let Stevenson be full energy. So if we lose that game, we still have Marshall Stevenson. We'll move Marshall Stevenson for game 4. So even if things go as bad as possible, we got Stevenson for game 4. If things go great and Walker wins this game, we'll have Stevenson at full energy for the next series. Sadly, that won't be the case. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so now it's coming down. No, I don't, Robert. I don't want him to pitch. I don't want him to pitch. I want Strasburg on the mound. Coming off that great first game. How do you blow a 2-0 lead? How? We give up 2 runs in the 9th inning to mess that one up. Give a run in the 9th inning to mess this one up. Oh no, that's just got the run. No, we just lost. We just didn't get any runs that game. Strasburg didn't even pitch bad. Our bullpen was great that game. They just had better pitching, I guess. So that will, okay, this is such a shitty way to end the series because I like our team a lot, and obviously Trout was out the whole season, so that could have been way better of a year. But we didn't like this. Oh, Clippard and Bastardo retired. But this team's gonna be good. I mean, when you look at our team, I could do 1 more year if I wanted to. But I don't know if that's the best option at this point. Okay, this team is so... Alfonso Sanchez got so good randomly. Look at his stats. Look at this random increase. 31 home runs last year. I don't even know where this came from. His power and contact versus lefties went up 12 and 14. What the hell? That's so random. Shaw had a heavy decline, especially following that injury. Okay. We'll do 1 more year. I'll see you guys when the next year ends. It'll just 1 more year though, no matter what. Okay, guys, here we are with next season. Just gonna do a full-on sim probably. I mean, our team's getting so much better year by year because we have so many young guys with high potential from the drafts and things like that. That I find it so unlikely that we don't make at least 1 World Series push. It doesn't make sense. So we're just gonna sim month by month. If we're having good months, then I don't see any reason to check the stats and make all these crazy trades. Oh my. Those are the losing streaks I'm talking about. Like, you can't recover from those. I just don't understand because I don't see baseball teams that are good ever going like 9-game losing streaks. Just doesn't, like, some of these simulation things just don't happen. I think MLB simulations is the only actual sports game where I've, well, Madden sometimes too kind of upsets me with their simulations, but maybe it's just because there's so many players that it's more unpredictable, so that's kind of where they make the simulation more difficult to have an understanding of. Because I mean, NBA is always kind of always easy to kind of judge a simulation off of, and you know if you'll make the playoffs with what team. But in this, it's just like, it's so tough to have any idea. Okay, why would I accept this? Travis Shaw's not having a great year, but why would I accept that? He has 99 power versus lefties. I'm gonna keep him. Our pitching rotation. Oh goodness, Marshall Stevenson's really good. Yeah, this is what our pitching rotation should be. Boyd Halsey went up to 93 overall, so this guy that we drafted also ended up being a monster. 26 years old now, but I don't mind. That 97 K9 as a lefty is pretty impressive. Now with the lineups, 340 batting average from Diego Rodriguez, 337. I mean, just like the people we drafted turned out to be phenomenal for us. Trout, still majorly declining, but his stats are not awful. So we can keep him for, I think, a year. I just want Trout to win a ring, to be honest. But Toronto's having another great year, so our team's exactly where it needs to be. It's just frustrating that that things are not working out for us. I mean, not a bad year, though. I mean, we're winning our games. I'm just speaking more of the past 2 years have been kind of rough for us in terms of just winning those playoff games. And I don't know if we're just not a playoff team. But I'm assuming as years go by, we're getting playoff experience, so we should be doing fine by the time playoffs roll around. Just blowing that 2-0 lead sucked. That one hurt my heart. Okay, we're 86 and 48. Okay, no, this has been a great year then. Yeah, no, we're gonna probably have the best record in MLB this year. 104 wins. Just watch some stupid stuff happen though. The Cubs had a huge down year. We're 23 games up. The only team close to us, the Yankees have 103 wins. The Dodgers have 100. That's just crazy. But no, we're the #1 team. Alfonso Sanchez batting 336. Diego Rodriguez had a huge drop off from when we last looked. Now at 297. Pedro Martinez at 302. That's a weird drop off. Regardless, Alfonso Sanchez, the guy who randomly hit his potential last year, had another great year. That's just like, it's random how much better he got in such a randomly short period of time. Decent year for Tommy Jones. I'm fine with this. So 104 wins on the season, and we're now going up against the San Francisco Giants. So let's take a look at our pitching rotation real quick. Strasburg to Robert Stevens. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Who pitched that last game of the season for us? Let's just look to make sure that we got the right energy there on the mound. Looks like Robert Stevenson did. So why would we have him? No, we'll have Marshall Stevenson pitch this game. He went 22 and 5. He's probably the Cy Young. He wasn't the Cy Young. No, he was the Cy Young. So what is the mindset of some of the moves that this team makes? The guy we traded actually won Rookie of the Year, Reggie Kolb. Not a great year, but still won Rookie of the Year. So I don't know what the mindset is of some of these. Oh, it's just some of these decisions that our team's making is just so stupid. Our lineup, I think we should be fine. Okay, he throws a complete game shutout. What? This is what I'm saying. Why would we put somebody else on the mound when we got this guy? Complete game shutout, 9 strikeouts, only gave up 3 hits. Gotta win the next game. Our bullpen actually came in and did its job, having multiple scoreless innings. That's what I'm talking about. The Giants didn't have a great year. They only won like 84 games, so we were meant to win that series. And why are they running a full 5-man rotation in the playoffs? We'll run a 3-man while we have the energy for it. So Stevenson, yep, once again, easy win. He didn't even give up a run, actually. If you look closely, yeah, both runs came in the top of the 9th. So he's thrown 17 scoreless innings on the season, or on the postseason. A loss there from game 2. Okay, now we're up 3-1 against the Mets. 9-1. Just 2 blowouts here. Marshall Stevenson back on the mound, and guess what? More scoreless innings from Marshall Stevenson. I mean, that's just, he's playing so great. I mean, let's look at his postseason stats just real quick. 25 innings pitched, no runs. 25 innings pitched and no runs given up. I have never seen anything like that. How do you give up no runs in 25 innings? Just how? So, no, we're having him pitch back-to-back games. He's starting this game. Go like this. What a better season between Walker and Stevenson. Walker. Stevenson's got a good overall now. He just isn't doing good for some reason. But our starting rotation is crazy. And Neil Ramirez panned out for us big time. He's been a great reliever. And then we got a good closer here. I'm loving this. I'm loving this team. Oh, looks like Stevenson finally gave up a run. Which makes sense. He's been pitching a lot of innings. But still great hitting from our team. Yeah, I gave up 4 runs that game. But still an awesome postseason from him. Another one there, a 12-5 victory. We're now up 3-1 in the series, guys. The Yankees here, let's see. The Yankees won 104 games also. 204 games matching up in the playoffs. It doesn't happen very often. Just a record like that doesn't happen very often. So this is one of the most powerful postseasons in a long time. If Robert Stevenson loses, we still have Marshall Stevenson up next, and then Strasburg. I'm confident in our chances. And he will lose. If we lose this game, this is where I say F you to MLB The Show. Just look closely. Marshall Stevenson, 3-0, 1.16 ERA. Vince Velasquez, pitcher on the mound for the New York Yankees, 0-2, 5.3 ERA. If you are meaning to tell me that there is going to be such a skid in performances after a 31 innings of dominant pitching from Stevenson and 2 or 3 full games from Velasquez, you're going to say there's such a huge skid that Stevenson blows this game, I'm going to chuck my disc out the window. Thank you. Marshall Stevenson, another phenomenal game. We are going to walk out here with a 7-1 victory, and this will be the first series where a rebuild of ours actually wins us the World Series. It might just be because sometimes I quit too early in the rebuild. Who cares? This is the first time Trout hit a home run, Shaw hit a home run. This is the first time we can say that we made a team, a champion. Stevenson throwing 8 innings of only 1 run ball. Avilon coming in there, throwing an inning, not giving up any runs. Avilon pitched 11 innings in the postseason, did not give up a run. Marshall Stevenson, a 1.15 ERA and 39 innings pitched, way more innings pitched than any other starting pitcher. He really put the team on his back. He was like a Bumgarner for us. These 2 pitchers did not do good for us at all, actually, in the postseason. So Avilon really carried the load for all of us, because he had to. Same thing with Shintaro, only pitched 3 innings, but didn't give up a run. That's awesome. So in terms of, let's look. Awards, Domingo Santana is the playoff MVP for us. Or he's the World Series MVP, and the playoff MVP will go to Diego Rodriguez. So that will be the end of the series, guys. Here we are. We finally made a World Series champion. Tell me what you guys thought about this series. It's probably one of the most exciting ones I've done, just because we obviously were the World Series champions. So if you guys enjoyed, please click that like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of the series and what I could do to make it more interesting in the comment section below. And lastly, subscribe, obviously. If you haven't already, stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I really hope you guys enjoy, and we'll stay tuned to the future rebuilds we got going on this channel. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.